Hey, how's it going out there, folks? Welcome back here to a Tuesday night, about 10:44 p.m. California time here, December 24th, 2024, Christmas Eve. Latest activity here on the Earthquake 3D globe shows looks like a little 1.2 across the area of California. As far as any newer activity, also 5.6 looks like coming in here to the Fiji Islands area. One of the newer quakes on the globe. Nothing showing up here from the USGS map, so this just coming in. Pretty significant deep earthquake here, almost down around 600 kilometers deep into the Tonga Trench there. So that should set off a sequence of events out here following that deeper activity across the region. Let's go ahead and check out the West Coast, see what's going on out here. Northern California, pretty quiet. Really haven't seen too much activity out here today in terms of earthquakes being reported. There's another earthquake right there across the Petrolia area. We've been seeing a handful of those throughout the day. Those are generally small earthquakes, really not even showing up on the nearby Dinsmore station. Just barely right here, it looks like, around this area. But those are probably below a 1.0 magnitude earthquake, so again, not showing up. A little bit down in China Lake area of Southern California as well. Let's go ahead and check out the tremor map here tonight, see what we have for Cascadia tremor. And zero tremors. This, well, it's been about a week now, I think, of no tremor activity. Things have calmed down in that department and also across the Cascadia for now in terms of elevated activity. We'll continue to watch that, see if things start to repressurize out here and get the ball rolling once again in terms of earthquake activity. Nevada area still seeing a handful of earthquakes. Bay Area, San Francisco, pretty quiet. Southern California, really nothing new to report here. A couple smaller earthquakes throughout the afternoon, but really no major uptick there to report for now. Same goes across the rest of the country. One new earthquake here since this morning's update, little 1.4 in Missouri. Now that is associated with the New Madrid seismic zone there. So they've been seeing a little bit of earthquake activity here in the last few weeks with a periodic 2 or 3 and maybe some smaller microquakes in there as well. But as far as any major movement goes, like I say, the only one of any noteworthy value is going to be this deeper earthquake. Just got downgraded here to a 5.4. Still pretty deep, though, into the Tonga Trench. Let's go ahead and check out space weather activity here, see what we have going on across the sun. Looking at some C-flare activity, upper C-flare movement. We are noting a little bit of instability here in the last 24 hours. Starting to kick up in the, well, that's coming down from a M-flare. Looks like almost an M5 here, M4.9. Pretty active out there in terms of flaring here recently. It looks like that source could be this area up here, which is an active region, very active region. And in fact, in the last week or so, we've seen a number of CMEs, large explosions there on the far side. And that sunspot is the culprit of those explosions. So that sunspot definitely getting more into an Earth-directed view here in the coming days, which will provide us with a probably a decent threat there of seeing some further CME activity, Earth-directed. Definitely have to keep an eye on that. The potential here now, tonight, not a whole lot going on. Looks like maybe a little bit of amplification there across the higher latitudes there in terms of the auroras, but really nothing big. Potentially for Christmas evening here, we got a chance of seeing a little bit better potential. KP index up around a 5 range, which would bring the view line here down into the northern tier states. So could see some auroras there for Christmas evening if you have some clear skies there in the northern view. Of course, up around Canada and Alaska, Greenland and Iceland getting in on the mix, no doubt, because that's pretty much overhead. So looks like that could be a potential here for tomorrow night, for Christmas night. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. Severe weather threat out here. See if we got anything major severe weather-wise. Looks like this is still continuing through the evening here for a slight risk of some severe weather with a 2% added chance here of tornado activity around eastern Texas. That includes Houston, College Station, Sugar Land, and the Woodlands here. A little bit of wind and also some big-time hail threats. 15% chance there around those same regions. So just a heads up as we head into the evening time period. Let me take a look here at the latest radar imagery, see what we got across that region there. Weather radar. Yeah, oh, wow, look at that. A noisy Christmas Eve. I don't think, well, I guess Santa Claus could probably fly through that, right? That's a lot of thunder and lightning out there. Goodness. Wow. So that's continuing through the evening, probably early morning hours there for Christmas morning. But aside from that, there's really not a whole lot of severe weather going on here. Just a lot of noise and a little bit of a severe weather potential out there across that area. Goodness. Aside from that, looks like things are very minimal the next couple days until day 3, where severe weather returns to that same region that we're seeing the activity right now. As we put this model into motion here, you'll see the severe weather shift off. California there drying out for Christmas Day, but we have another storm system there coming in the day after Christmas, and another one behind that, and another system behind that, looks like. And then, well, January here is going to be a little iffy. Got a lot of colder air dipping down, way down, even into Texas here, it looks like, with some well below average temperatures. Look at these temperature anomaly maps here, talking about 18 to 20 degrees departure from average. That's going to be below the average. So much cooler temperatures coming in as we welcome in the new year, 2025. Goodness. Question is, what's 2025 going to bring us? Who knows? A lot, right? So we're still waiting on that 8-pointer out here somewhere around the globe, folks, whether it's going to come in this year or if it's going to wait until 2025. I guess we'll have to, just wait and see. I say that because the 8-pointer magnitude earthquake there should have happened by now in terms of regular intervals. Our last one was back in 2021. And on average, we should see at least one 8-pointer every year. If not every year, it averages out to about every other year. But as you can see, almost 2025, 2021, that's, 4-year time period or so. So it should be coming up here pretty soon, folks. See what else we got. Anything major going on? I don't think so. I know they were supposed to start some geothermal operations up there around the Newberry volcano in Oregon. Let's see if they've added anything up there. They said that, well, the USGS there was expecting an uptick in earthquake activity following the geothermal operations out here. So let's go ahead and take a look, see if we got anything stirring up out here. For now, it may be a little while. It may not come right at once. I think it was around the 22nd is when they were going to do the operations there. But everything looks pretty clear. I'm not seeing any type of spikes or any type of signals there on the seismograph stations around the Newberry volcano there in Oregon. But they're supposed to tap into the area below, the heated area, and create some earthquakes in the process, but explore geothermal potential at that volcano. All right, seismograph stations out there. A couple more smaller spikes there on the Petrolia station. And, just to show you guys, I like to point it out here because they just don't, the smaller earthquakes are never being reported out here. But they are showing up on the seismos there, as noted. A couple small ones down in the China Lake area. That's going to be down here. Really not a whole lot showing up down here either. So we'll see what happens, right? Christmas tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but it seems like big-time events happen around holidays and important dates, such as Easter and New Year's Day and, all sorts of stuff. If you look We'll have to do this on a separate update video, but we can go back and look at all of the past historical earthquakes of notable value and see what the percentage is in terms of whether they struck on important dates or not, or maybe a sequence of dates such as 2012 or something. You know, it's interesting if you follow the patterns here. It seems to, it might be a coincidence, but it seems more likely than not that a lot of big events happen on important dates. There's that 5.5 coming into the Fiji area, 283 miles deep. USGS finally reporting that. So again, these deeper quakes here, they do trigger, the domino effect here of plate tectonics. So we'll watch this, see if anything starts to stir up out here across the Pacific plate tonight. Stay safe, folks, and we'll catch you guys back out here in the morning for the Christmas morning update. Stay safe out there and have a good night.